City Hall building that was taken down for the current parking lot. E.H. Smith, surgeon, upstairs over T.K.'s closet. Dr. Smith died in July the same year that we organized the club, so he was the first member that they lost out of the original 20. J.H. Wallen, manager of Russell Creamery Company, located at the south end of the Union Square, approximately where the vacated building that was a Chinese restaurant. I.E. Walling, stationery store at 505 Beltrami Avenue, now law officer. Those are the 20 people that got this thing all started. I remember at the Martin Hotel, they had a big 4x3 picture frame on the east wall of the lobby, and in there was an individual picture of each of the 20 people of the original club. As we started moving around to different places to have Rotary, I assume that picture has become lost. But originally there was a snapshot of all 20. I don't think the histories that I read do justice to enlisting all of the projects that our club has participated in. But here are a few that are mentioned. Father, son, and daughter meeting. My dad invited me to one or two of these meetings, so you might say I've been attending this Rotary Club since the early 1940s. We were active in Boy Scouts. In 1944-45 history lists 4 Rotarians who had leadership roles in the Paul Bunyan Scouting program. Our club was sponsored a Boy Scout troop. It doesn't say which one, but I'm pretty certain it was the Salvation Army Boy Scout troop. And the Boy Scout building was located right across the alley south of the American Legion. It's now a computer shop. One year, we sponsored the Black Hills Passion Play. For several years, we participated in radio days. And this is before you had the Paul Bunyan Mall, or all those businesses at the north end of town. The Lions versus Rotary, bell ringing for the Salvation Army cattle. We would take the 2 Saturdays before Christmas, and I don't know how they arranged which one gets the Saturday before Christmas and one got 2 Saturdays before. But we'd stand on the corners down on 3rd, 4th, and 5th Street on Beltrami Avenue. And some of those days were rather cold. Another item that I ran into the COG, which surprised me, when the club was small, every once in a while they'd have 100% attendance on a particular Monday. Try it now with 100 members. An early issue of the COG states, and this I want to quote, the club's official publication was given the name The Cog. Curtis M. Sathre was appointed editor for the first year. He held this position only until mid-October when he moved to International Falls, whereupon Elias M. Sathre took over the duties as editor and held this position until before his death when his son Martin took over. The only thing, this is written on the 10-year anniversary, and the only thing wrong with this, I didn't get involved for 10 years after that, so I don't know how this got written in 10. A little information about the COG. In the 1935-1945 period of time, most businesses did not have all the electronic equipment that we have today. Now you have computers and you can do so much printing. Back then you didn't. My dad had 2 businesses. One was a title company which had equipment that could make multiple copies. It also ran a business college, and students were invited over to the title office to learn how to operate various pieces of equipment. 2 things. Our member, Harold Frutel, was one of those students who helped out and put out the COG. And I would think this would be about 1937, not positive. The beginning of the COG was, in the beginning, the COG was mailed out each week to arrive at your business place either on Friday or Saturday. As the club grew and the rate of postage grew, the system changed to handing out the COG on Monday evening. I have a lot of cogs accumulated, and not necessarily because I was so good at saving things, but people like Harold from the college, every time they put out a cog, they put it in a folder with a clip on the top. And as I've been emptying old boxes of business records from my dad's businesses and my businesses and so on, I keep running in these folders of cogs. So we have probably over 50% of all the cogs, and probably an excellent coverage for the first 10, 15 years. We have always been very active in youth work. 1942, the COG refers to a student loan fund. And I've seen the balance sheets for student loan fund in several different years in the COG. In 1954, we sent a student to England for 1 year graduate study. 1980 was our first participation in the group study exchange. The COG tells us that over the years we've sent students to St. Paul, which I don't remember, so it must be before my time. Thunder Bay, Canada, which we sent 2 students to. Model United Nations Assembly in Winnipeg, which we sent students to. And now it's the Youth Leadership Program over at Crookston. In 1980, we sent our first high school student to Norway and received our first incoming high school student from Bolivia. Over the years, we've had 2 nominations for the position of district governor. In 1967, 1968, J.W. Smith was appointed governor-elect, but he passed away in January before he could take office, so of course he did not serve. In 1989, 1990, John Schuling was elected and served a year as our district governor, and then several years after doing other district work. And that's all I gathered from these particular histories. If somebody wants to spend time reading, we have most of the COGs. And I would say, if you get a bug and you want to look up something in such and such a year, borrow the folders that we got to let you borrow. The eventual goal of the COGs, Harold Haig wanted me to give them to the Beltrami County History Center, and I've talked to Mrs. White. But I want to get them all in order first before I send them down there. But they're still in my house, so if you want to borrow some, welcome to come borrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin.